good people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from where you're watching us from across the globe. It's another beautiful day that God has granted us to be together and come to you on this platform. My name is Susan Kibe. I am born again. I am a product of grace, and Susan is the founder of Claim Your Crown program, which is a mentorship forum that works with moms parenting alone, who I call silver moms. Amazing people. I also do emotional wellness coaching, where we help people find their identity, walk a journey of self-awareness. We help people find their healing, heal their emotions so that they can be whole, and that you can be able to operate at your optimum level as a child of God, whether you're a man or woman. So Claim Your Crown is a program that we do mentorship. We work with people to help them find their identity, and I want to really again appreciate you. It seems like nowadays I'm just coming with good news upon good news. Today I'm grateful that Claim Your Crown was awarded by Kingdom Womanshipreneurs last weekend for social impact, the company of the year for social impact. And this is social impact. Your engagement is what is helping us impact society. And so I'm very grateful. Thank you for your support. Thank you for every engagement. Thank you for every video you have shared. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for taking your time. It is one thing to make content and another thing for people to actually engage. So I'm totally grateful, and I pray that we continue to build each other, grow together, make impact and make a difference, because that is why we come here every time and every week. And so thank you very much. Today I'm grateful to engage with us on emotional wellness. Every time I introduce myself that I'm an emotional wellness coach, people ask, what's that about? What is emotional wellness? And so today I said, why not? Let me make it clear as we engage, because it's a topic that is very passionate and very dear to me. So what is emotional wellness? You could also be asking. Emotional wellness is the ability to handle our emotions, to manage stress, to be able to adapt to various changes in our lives, be able to adapt to various transitions, and to be able to handle that it does not affect our present situation. Every time we go through life, we find ourselves in different emotion states. You can be happy, sad, angry, excited, anxious. All those are emotions. And at the background of emotional wellness is helping people track and unpack emotional wounds that probably have come from a point of trauma. And I don't know if you know that each and every one of us, somehow in our lives, we have encountered trauma, and nobody knows that they have trauma. Actually, if you tell somebody they have trauma, they'll say no. Even me, I'll tell you no, because there's a way you expect a traumatized person to be, but it will interest you to know that a life of trauma affects you in ways you do not even expect. We sometimes go through trauma from probably our childhood, things that happened to us in childhood, words that were spoken to us, treatment that we got that left us wounded in our emotions, and probably those people even are no longer in our lives, but just because somebody said you'll never amount to anything. Somebody told you you are not beautiful. Somebody told you, I don't know, the size of your nose, just something. Trauma comes in very weird ways, and sometimes it could be trauma out of loss, loss of a loved one. Grief can cause trauma, tragic events. Probably somebody got into an accident and they got traumatized. So anytime I'm in a car, I'm always wondering what will happen. Will we arrive at our destination? So trauma comes out in various ways in our emotions. It plays in different ways that you cannot even imagine. Sometimes trauma plays out in the way we treat other people, the way we answer people, the way we respond to situations. You may be wondering why you're always probably easily angered. Something happens and you spark. It could be because there's something in our minds, our brains, called neuroplasticity, that makes our brains to adjust to whatever happened, so that the brain warns you. It's like the brain is sending a warning. So whether it was abuse, whether it was an accident or loss, like anytime you're about to approach something like that, it's like the brain sends triggers and it makes you behave in a certain way. So emotional wellness helps us to unpack the emotions, the hurt that could have gone through, the pain, the seasons, and helps us to manage that in a way that today our present situation is not affected by where we are coming from or the things we have been through. And one thing I have learned in this journey is that emotional wellness, for you to take that journey, you have to be very courageous, because it is not easy. When somebody shows up to me and tells me, Susan, nowadays you're always angry, you always shout at us, I may be wondering, but I thought I'm just talking, meanwhile I'm talking at them, not to them, and that is how emotions unpack. That is how trauma unpacks, even as we go about our day-to-day activities. So emotions go, the emotions that go around emotional wellness, for it to translate from a wound, into how emotions run, goes around three emotions: anger, anxiety, and guilt. Anything you go through in life, whether it is abuse, whether it is sexual assault, assault physically, being, probably violated, being beaten, emotional abuse, words that were spoken to you, those three emotions go around your brain. Anger comes when I'm hurt, when I went through assault those many years ago, I went through pain. I was hurt. I felt violated. I felt, it was unfair. So I had emotions of pain and anger. Like at some point you feel like you cannot trust anybody anymore. That is how anger comes out. And you see, if anger is not managed, if we do not deal with it, you will end up even probably saying, there are people who say, maybe like out of a relationship, like they can never trust any other man. You cannot even relate with men anymore. I hate, meanwhile it is one person that angered you, one person that hurt you. But if you do not manage, it translates to every other person you come across. Then anxiety comes with fear, worry. Probably I lost my marriage, and so anytime I think about getting into marriage, I think no, I don't want to go through that again. I'm not even able to, I don't have the strength or the capacity to even go through dating again. Like, where am I even beginning? That is anxiety. It is also an emotion that comes around when you are going through the journey of emotional wellness. Another emotion is guilt. Guilt because probably whatever happened to you, you may feel like probably had something to do with it. Why didn't I leave sooner? Why didn't I use a different route? If probably you were attacked, or why did I board that? Probably if it was a matatu, or why did we take the car to the garage to be checked? If probably you were in an accident. So guilt plays also to, like make you feel like you should have done things better. You should have maybe avoided the situation. If probably I did something differently, I would not have ended up there. And so anger, anxiety, and guilt are three emotions that go around the journey of emotional wellness, that if they are not handled or managed, then they'll be coming out in the wrong places. Like you can see somebody that has lost a relationship and you are angry at everybody else. You go to the office, right from the receptionist to your colleagues, to your boss, you're just, bursting out in anger, something small, because there is an emotion that has not been managed. So how do you go through the journey of emotional wellness? You may be asking. You need to first accept that there's a problem, and many a times, because it's not like a wound that you'll see, I'm hurt, I was wounded, I have a scar. No, emotional wounds are very subtle. You'll not even know you have anger issues, perhaps, until somebody points it out. So you have to accept that there's a problem and admit that you need help, and actually reach out for help. And then you need to be ready to forgive, release, and let go of whatever happened. Because if you do not release, if you do not let go, then it stagnates you. You remain at that point where you got hurt, and it makes you not progress in life. It makes you not achieve what you would have achieved. You need to go through a journey of forgiveness, and forgiveness is self and the other person. If it is for my case, for example, I know it took very many years to think that those people who assaulted me needed to be forgiven, but sometimes you need to reflect and also see how all of us, wherever we find ourselves, we are children of God. And so once I ask God to forgive me, and I also extend forgiveness to the other person. If it is in a loss of a relationship, you need to forgive the other person, whatever it is that happened, for you to move on, for you to heal, for you to be able to rise up. You need to forgive the other person and also forgive yourself. Don't keep thinking, oh, probably I should have left sooner. Probably I should have, I did not have to allow them to treat me like that. Because the more you keep taking yourself through those guilt trips, you don't move. The other thing after forgiveness is to be able to rebuild yourself. And you cannot rebuild if you have not released, let go, and forgiven. Because rebuilding means now probably I'm taking therapy classes, probably I am, rebuilding myself. I am starting to, after I have healed and I'm ready to date again, I'm not maybe in a relationship, I am dating again, I'm starting this journey again. Rebuilding may look like starting over that business again, whatever loss I went through. Rebuilding may be like, probably I lost someone and I vowed I will never use that route again. It reminds me of that particular person. But as you go through healing, rebuilding means that I can even visit that place again, I can use that route again, and I do not feel pain as I was feeling before. So once we learn how to process anger, anxiety, and guilt, we are on the path to attain our emotional wellness. And it has to be an intentional journey. I said you need courage to face yourself, to face the ugly side of you, to face the ugly side of what the emotional wound made you look like. So once you have taken up the journey, that is courage. And then you need to be very intentional to take the steps required, because it's a lot of work. By the way, it is work. Even doing therapy, taking up coaching lessons is work, because I have to work on myself. I have to be ready to unpack what did that make me feel, where am I right now, where do I want to go, what is the bridge in between, what is causing me not to achieve where I'm supposed to be. That is a lot of work. It will cost your time, it will cost your emotions, it may even cost you money if you need to pay for therapy. And you have to be ready to take up the season and to take up the steps for you to walk in emotional wellness. The other thing about emotional wellness is that you need to practice a lot of patience. Part of the investments you will do is also time. You need to invest time and invest patience, because it is not guaranteed that once I start taking therapy, once I am in a class, once I am seeing my counselor or my coach, that now I'm able to rise up and, face the things again. No, it takes time. You need to be ready for ups and downs. There are days you will wake up and feel like you can conquer the world. There are days you will wake up and feel like you don't want to see anybody. All that is a process of emotional wellness. But if you're not patient with yourself, you will lose the grip, you will lose even the energy to pursue your healing. And so you have to invest time, invest a lot of patience, be ready for ups and downs, continue being resilient. Resilience is key, so that the day I'm feeling like I can climb Mount Everest and the day I feel like I don't want to leave my bed, I know I will continue to take each step a day at a time. Emotional wellness makes sure and makes you be able to rise up and add value to society. And emotional wellness keeps even your physical health sure, because what happens with emotional wounds is that it begins internally. So the anger, the frustration, the bitterness, unforgiveness, all those emotions, name them, all the bad ones. The more I keep harboring those emotions, even the hormones being triggered in my system makes the organs, even the body organs, to work the way they're not supposed to work. And that is why you see, like, somebody that has gone through emotional abuse, or somebody that is dealing with emotional wounds, if they do not get help, in the long run, the problem turns out physical. People start maybe getting into depression, hyperacidity issues, ulcers, and all that, because now the physical body is reacting to what is happening to you emotionally. And so as you take the journey, the end goal is to be whole, physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially whole. But where you begin is what nobody is saying, because I said the emotional wounds are not like a physical wound that is on your hand, we will see, or on your face. No. So it is internal wounds that we are dealing with and bringing out. You have to unpack, whatever happened to you, layer by layer. and it is going to be painful. That's why I say the journey is up and down. Today we are happy, tomorrow we may not be so happy, the other day I don't want, but the consistency and the resilience is what brings healing. And so emotional wellness makes sure that the end goal is that you are a healthy human being 100% and you operate well. Because if now it turns physical, then now you have moved from seeing a therapist to now probably being admitted in hospital, and that is why even mental health issues, it does not transition to mental sickness or illness if you seek help. If it's just you feel like I'm starting to get stressed up a bit, then you seek help. It's able to be managed and controlled, so it does not erupt to mental illness. Mental illness now is when it is you have gone bananas totally. People are taking you to Madare, but it doesn't begin there. It begins with, I don't want to draw the curtains today. I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to leave my bed. I don't even feel like eating. I don't want to shower. There are people who, it starts slowly. I feel like I don't want light. I don't want noise. I don't want anybody. So the moment you realize these signs, anything out of the normal of your daily routine, it is time to seek help. And one other thing about emotional wellness that we need to be careful and keen about is our social environment. Who is surrounding you? Is there a support system? The best thing when you're going through emotional wellness is to make sure you're in a safe space where in these ups and downs, the day when you're down, we are not beating you to rise up, but we are encouraging you to pick up yourself and continue moving. But if you are not in a safe space, you will not be able to express yourself. And healing can only come when you express yourself, because it is actually like emptying a container of the content that is in so that you can receive afresh. When we are doing the journey of emotional wellness, we are emptying you and filling your cup again, filling your cup with positive vibes, filling your cup with encouragement, filling your cup with healing, filling your cup with joy, and so you have to be in a space where even in the days where you're feeling down, we are able to accommodate you. The best thing, the best environment is an authentic environment. I always say I am a student of authenticity. I have seen what being authentic has done to me. That is how I got my healing. And many times you feel like, you know what, I don't want to talk about it. I'm okay. Somebody asks you, how are you? I'm fine. Because you feel like you don't want to be a bother, like you don't want to burden people. But the journey of emotional wellness has to get you out of your comfort zone. Because at the end of the day, when you are whole, even the people surrounding you will enjoy being around you. You will add value to their lives. You will be able to be of impact to them. If I did not seek healing those many years ago when I started my healing journey, today I would have nothing to tell anybody. I would not be able to tell you how you can rise up when you have fallen. I would not be able to tell you that there are days that you don't feel like smiling, and there are days you're just happy. Everyone is wondering what happened to you. What energy drink you are on. That only comes when you have found your healing. And so anytime you find yourself in an environment where you cannot be authentic, I think it's time to leave that WhatsApp group, because you will be grounded, you will be bound, you will be limited to what you can achieve. One thing that is very healthy in the journey of emotional wellness is knowing how to process emotions, accept the emotions, and process the emotions. Processing means that I accept I am hurt, I accept I am not doing well, and I accept I need to get help. Processing means that I am working on myself. I am not remaining on the anger, anxiety, and the guilt environment. Processing means that I believe tomorrow can be better. Processing means that I know there is another side of me that I would want to experience. But if you do not accept the emotions, we are not able to process. Anytime you are in denial of anything, be it grief, be it loss of a relationship, be it loss of even business, and I don't want to face it, you cannot process. Anything you don't accept and own up, you cannot process. And so accepting is a beginning of finding help. Accepting is the beginning of closing that chapter and starting again. You cannot start again if I have not let go and released where I'm coming from and the emotions I have piled up over time. And so acceptance and processing of emotions is key for you to be able to find your healing in emotional wellness, for you to be able to actually process what is going on, for you to be able to find help, for you to be able to be a better person tomorrow. I know sometimes you're in situations where I feel like I don't want to see tomorrow, you feel like I want to sleep and continue until, but anytime you accept what has happened to you and be courageous enough to process, it means I have a hope for a better tomorrow. I said the journey of emotional wellness requires courage, requires resilience, requires patience, requires time, requires intentional. You have to be intentional, because nobody will come from outside to help what is within you. It has to come from within out. Like, I realize I'm not doing well, so I'm reaching out for help. And that is why I said you need a support system, because by the time I am reaching out, it has to be somebody who is near me, who will be able to hold my hand and pull me up. I cannot be seeking help from people that are not reachable. So you need accessibility. Wherever it is that you're seeking help, you need accessibility. And that environment should be a place where you don't feel judged, where you can express yourself, where it's a safe space that you can be free to air what you're going through, so that your journey can be able to have progress. And then you need to document your journey. There are people who are very good at journaling. Other people probably will do a podcast. You can even do a podcast. Some people say, oh, me, I don't like writing. Yeah, you can do a podcast. You can also record like a positive message, like affirmations, and then keep playing every day. That documenting affirms you that where you want to go is actually achievable. I always say that the journey of self-awareness requires a lot of affirmation. And I think every time I'm doing any recording, I always mention affirmation, because anytime you want to pursue emotional wellness, you need affirmation. You need to keep cheering yourself on, even if nobody else is cheering you on, cheer yourself up. Keep moving, every day. Yesterday I didn't make any stride, but today I am determined that I will make a stride. Today I am determined that I can take another step. So make sure your support system are people that can cheer you on, people that can give you tough love. When you're not doing well, they will call you out. As much as I said we do not judge you, and we are giving you a safe space to express yourself, I think it is only fair also not to accommodate you when we see you are not growing. I don't think it is fair when somebody who means well for you is not able to call you out when you are not, working in the things we have discussed. And that is why this journey, as well as you're working with either your coach or your therapist, your mentor, whoever it is, that person becomes an accountability partner. For example, probably my emotional wellness journey is towards it could be planning my how maybe my diet, how to work on my weight. It could be health wise. Yeah, I want to be healthy. I want to increase my physical activity. I want to just make sure I'm up and about, so that my activity levels can be high for my health. So if I start this journey, and probably I told someone I'll be jogging every morning, and in a week I have not jogged even once, they should be able to call me and I'm like, Susan, this thing you said, you're not going to achieve if you're not taking steps. But I can't have the support system who don't even care, like, it's okay, you didn't jog this week. Actually, there's next week to go. Actually, it has been very cold, it's been raining, so you can do that next week. You need to have people who will call you out, who are accountability partners. So I said you need to be authentic, you need to be courageous to do this, to walk this journey. You need to be resilient. Resilience is key, so that the ups and downs can be factored in. You need to be able to accept and process your emotions. You need to have an accountability partner, a support system that will be cheering you up and also calling you out when you're slowing down. And then you need to be able to be very intentional on taking the journey, because nobody else can be able to do it better than yourself. And so as we take this emotional wellness journey, I want to invite you for a webinar that will be happening on the 20th of July. It will be on virtual, on Google Meet, and the number that will be at the end of this recording, you can contact that number. We'll give you the details. We'll tell you how to register for it, because as we walk the journey of emotional wellness, I said even our physical health is assured, and we will be able to impact society better. We will be able to add value. We will be able to even operate at our optimum. We are healthy, you are happy, emotions are not putting you down, because every single day something will happen, that will maybe make you angry, make you sad. So it's not a guarantee that once I have settled this thing, I will never. But once I manage, we said emotional wellness is being able to manage and adapt to life's changes and stresses, so that what we have been through does not affect our present situation. So I want to believe that you have picked something, at least a point or two, something you'll begin to do, and that you are joining us on the 20th of July. We'll have a session on Google Meets, and we'll be discussing emotional wellness in matters self-awareness, identity, who am I and why am I the way I am, and then we'll be answering questions. And also after this video, if you have any questions on your emotional wellness, on how to walk the emotional wellness journey, feel free to contact us. Reach out, we'll be able to assist you, and we'll be glad to walk the journey with you to make sure you are whole. God bless you. It's been amazing interacting with you this day, and I look forward to hearing from you. Until next time, God bless.